ever found yourself in a stable, respectable career with a steady paycheck, yet deep down you knew it wasn't what you were truly called to do? Well, today I am sitting down with an incredible woman who walked away from nursing and built a thriving business from the ground up. Her story isn't just about entrepreneurship. It's about courage, obedience, and stepping into your purpose. Jasmine Lopez, everybody! I am so excited about this interview, you have no idea. How are you?
I'm good. Excited to be here.
There's so much that I want to share today. I want you to share today.
Sure.
And we're going to just start off with Jasmine before entrepreneurship. Talk to me about that, Jay.
So, nurse for 20 years prior to this life. It was, I started I graduated nursing school in 2000.
Okay.
And I left nursing in 2019. Mm-hmm. So during that time, single mom, ended up having 2 girls. And it was fun, career ladder climb from regular nurse all the way up to nurse manager and then overseeing an emergency room and stuff like that and project management.
What did that mean to you?
It was definitely, I was proud. It was something that I knew my kids can look up to and kind of like emulate, hopefully in their future, understand how important education is. But at the same time, I was tired.
And with 3 beautiful daughters, my goodness. Well, at the time,
I only had 2.
You had 2, right. And when did you say, this isn't the path for me?
So I really realized that it wasn't for me when my daughter got sick and I had to ask for paid time off. And I was like, I cannot believe that my daughter's under treatment. She was on chemo and getting surgeries. And I'm like, can I please take a week off? I have to sign paperwork to take 12 weeks off? And something hit my gut like, this isn't what I want. I can't do this forever.
Gosh, battling that internally as a mom, right? Don't I know it? All right, so that was a big, dangerous move.
Yeah.
How did you have the cojones to do that?
I know. I remember one day I pulled into work and I put my head down on the steering wheel and I was like, I was shaking. I didn't want to go to work. And I was like, okay, I have to figure this out. And I was like, something's got to give. And I was like, I'm just going to bet on myself. I got to teach myself something. I got to do something. I got to start a business.
I love that you said bet on myself. Because what did your family think? What did everybody around you think?
Well, I'm Latina, so my mother said, you're gonna leave nursing to go work for Facebook?
Yeah.
Like that was her thing.
To work for Facebook, right?
She thought I was gonna leave for the internet. I don't know what she thought I was gonna end up doing, but yeah, it was tough. But at a certain point I had to ignore everybody, put my blinders on and realize that this is what I wanted to do.
Was there a time that you cried or questioned yourself?
A lot, and sometimes I still do.
I was like, please, I still do.
No, I worried a lot if this was the path I was supposed to take, but definitely prayed a lot, and just followed my gut that I wasn't gonna stop. Yeah. So as long as I didn't stop, something was gonna go right.
I was gonna ask you, did you ever get to a point where you almost quit?
I almost quit several times.
Yeah. And that's honesty. That's vulnerability. Some people will never admit that.
Yep. No, I almost quit several times. It's not easy to work for yourself because there's a lot of mental mindset, self-doubt that you're never going to be able to do this. It's never going to be enough. Anything that you do.
Yes. And it's scary as a single mom too, because there's no backup.
No.
It's
Zero.
Just, you have to make it work. And that's why I love my resilient single moms out there. Because that's it. When your back is up against the wall, you don't realize what you're capable of.
That's it. There's so much that you will do just because of your children.
Absolutely.
And you realize that's my why. That's why I want this so much, because I really want to do it for them so they can see what this looks like, what this feels like,
Yeah. So the planning. How did you even go about this? How did you get it started?
I know. So I always think to myself, there wasn't a plan. It was just, I wanted to do something. So I started a little nursing. I remember it was like a nursing community group or something. 10 people showed up and paid me $10. And I was like, wow, people are willing to pay me $10 to come hear me talk. I was like, I must be a little important. But then I realized, I think this is for me because I really want to do more. I want to do it bigger. And I met some guy at the gym, and we started one company in 2014, and that was a marketing company, and we landed Tony Robbins in that company.
Ooh.
And that was
Hello,
the big one.
Tony, the first company? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was a big one. And then from there, I went back to nursing because the contract was over with him, and I didn't know what to do next. And my partner and I broke apart. So I went back to nursing, and 3 years later, I found a course online that spoke about social media marketing, and I had $3,000 in my savings account.
I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you, and some people don't like going down this road, but I'm like, did you have savings?
No.
Did you have, some type of a plan, or it was just belief?
Yeah, I have my last paycheck. It's still pinned in my office. I remember every 2 weeks, I made $2,200 take home as a nurse manager with an MBA. And I had $3,000 in my bank account, and I was like, this course was $3,000.
Oh, Tony talks about that. Tony Robbins talks about that. So many people who have believed in themselves enough to use that and invest in themselves.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you offered besides, you told me about the marketing, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. The first thing was social media.
Okay.
So my first client was $150 a month, and she was a fitness instructor. And she didn't know how to post on social media. And she was like, can you help me? I'm like, sure. $150 a month? And she's like, yeah, perfect. I'm like, oh, I can pay my cable bill.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? I was going to say that first client, right?
Yes.
And in those days, what did you tell yourself? You were still scared?
So scared to get a complaint from her, or to feel like I didn't even know how to charge her, like what payment systems. It started so granular. How do do they sign a contract? Like, where are the contracts that they're supposed to sign? Like, so step by step, but everything I needed to do, I just learned. I taught myself. So what Tony says, education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune.
Oof, so true.
So I kept just teaching myself.
But besides all of that, how did you have the mindset that you needed? Like, what did you need to kill in your mindset? Like, really put to rest so that you can be able to be successful as a businesswoman?
There was no way that I would ever ask somebody for $1. And I remember having just $20 in the bank account and thinking, I need to borrow money to pay some bills. But there was no way. So that still motivates me today. Like, I will not ask anyone for money ever. Thank God, luckily I don't need it, but that's what motivated me. And I never wanted my children to have to ask somebody for $1. And that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle was a killer.
Yes.
I was working overtime. I had 3 jobs at one time.
But truly, what habits from nursing helped you with your business?
Well, nursing is a very conservative career. It really teaches you discipline, to be on time. You have to be early to be on time.
Right.
You have to be very, very careful because you can kill somebody. The customer service of speaking with family members, of sick people.
Very tough
If you can make,
situations.
tough situations, and the ability to communicate is very important. So I always say nurses make the best salespeople.
Absolutely. I mean, ultimately, there's nothing, you had the communication skills to deal with the public,
Right.
In very difficult situations. So realistically, being able to speak to somebody about how you can help them must have been a lot easier than those types of conversations.
Right. It's to make somebody feel better with a smile, and a complaining family about somebody that's sick, and you're able to turn that around is a big deal. But you have to have that gift of communication.
So when did you stop thinking, hustle aside, how I can grow something in a company, but not necessarily be me doing absolutely everything in the company?
Yeah, I realized that being a one-man band would only get me somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Quickly.
Yeah, and then a hustle is not a culture. So I wanted to create a culture, and I realized I couldn't do it by myself, because I was the operation person, the strategic person, the executor.
Wearing all the hats.
All of them. And there was no way I was going to grow doing all of that on my own.
What's the biggest lie you think people tell themselves when they're going to start a business?
That they can do everything.
Yeah.
And I remember,
and that they're the only ones that can do it right.
Right. I remember before getting my first virtual assistant, I was like, there's no way I'm giving up $100 a week. Like, there's no way, I need that money.
Yeah.
And not until I gave up the $100 a week did we double our income in the business. So it just made sense. I was like, oh, I get it now. And then I obsessed over it.
What do you think is the hardest season of growth? Like when you think about your growth patterns, and we all go through seasons,
Right.
you know, what do you feel was the hardest?
You have to have the mindset and stay positive and open that things are always going to go wrong. It's always available.
Yeah.
Bad things will always happen. Your income will drop, your revenue will drop. But as long as your mood and your mindset stays consistent and you don't change what you're doing, everything else just follows. And you got to have faith. Like for me, I just truly believe in God that if something goes wrong, it's going to come back. It just bounces back. And as long as you're a good person and you do good, you know the universe is going to come back and just provide.
Absolutely. Is there ever a time that you felt like, you know, this almost broke the business?
Oh, yes, just last year. And I don't really talk about it because nobody asks, right? So last year I heard, I follow a lot of different business people, and there was Alex Hermosi who says to change offers. So I read a lot of books, and I changed an offer in June. We tripled our income in 1 month with the offer, so I thought it was amazing. And then I didn't know what to do afterwards because we had made so much money. And I started to use the money to put it into advertising, to hire more people, to blah, blah, blah. But no, all of a sudden I looked the last quarter of 2025 and I'm like, wait a minute, what did I just do? So I kind of messed it up a little bit, but thank God we rebounded and we're back to where we were last June.
But that's just it. That's why reflection is so important because, and I talk about this a lot with coaching, it's like we do it weekly on Sunday CEO Day. We do a reflection of what worked and what didn't work. Because that's how you really grow,
right?
You know, and getting people used to, we do 4 R's on CEO Sunday. One of them is reflection, but one of them is reviewing your numbers. So many people don't know their numbers, not just your KPIs of, you know, the income and what's pending, but actually how much did you spend that week?
Oh.
And what time did you spend on the $10 an hour jobs
Yes.
or the $350 an hour jobs, right? And really doing an audit.
Yeah.
So it's important that you had that experience,
Right.
even though it's painful.
Yeah, and look how long into my business, like I had that experience. That was for a reason. I felt like it needed to prepare me to be more careful when I do change my offers and not get too excited about what just happened, you know, and be more strategic and careful with the revenue this time. You know, if it happens again, now I know what to do.
I've got to tell you something. I really love the way, there's a lot of things that I love about you.
Yeah.
And I love the way you're a mom. I love but the way you take care of the people that work on your team, you know, and you can see with their faces and the way they are, the fact that you took the time, not many people in this industry takes the time to fly out and meet the back end, the people that are really making their business successful. Like you took the time to do that.
Yeah, that's why it hurts so much when you do feel like a betrayal. Like I've never been truly betrayed by somebody that's worked for me because I put so much love into what I do. Like even this morning, I took a selfie and I dropped it in our channel and I said, guys, I'm going to talk about the great work that you guys all do because I can't take all the credit. It's really, you know, them who do the work, and I'm very aware of that. I don't ever want to lose touch with who it is that really is building a life for me that I would have never been able to do alone.
I'm gonna say a little blessing over you because I don't want you to feel it, but when it happens, it fucking hurts.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So because I think every person in business has had that betrayal at least once.
Oh.
And it's horrible, you know, but at the end of the day, once again, you learn.
Right.
You learn.
Right.
Because you help a lot of people grow. In what you do, you really help a lot of people grow.
Yeah.
And so it's a beautiful thing to see, you know, but sometimes the reciprocity isn't there.
Right, right.
Now let's talk about that mom guilt. Because being a business owner, everybody wants to be this strong, independent businesswoman. It comes with its pros and its cons.
A lot of them. Yep. I mean, luckily now, at the point where I'm at, I've been able to delegate enough to the point where I have a lot more freedom, a lot more time to be with my daughters. But in the past, getting here was nothing but sacrifices, not only for myself, but for them. And that mom guilt is real. But I never regret it. Although I feel bad for who I was back then, and I really felt that guilt all constantly, they're still gonna feel it. But the lessons that come from that for them, the things that I hear my 9-year-old repeat sometimes, I'm like, it was worth it. Listen to what she's saying, right? Listen to what she's done for me. Like sometimes when I sit in my office, she comes in with a cup of coffee, warm coffee, and she's like, I know you're gonna start your day, here's your coffee. Like things like that, it just makes it all worthwhile. And although we suffer with that mom guilt, it's so worth it because
we do suffer.
Yeah.
I mean, and I highly recommend that every single one of you have a therapist because in all reality, you know, being Latina, being a woman, there's a lot of guilt behind you're supposed to be there every second of the day. And there's only one of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I see now, because of all of those times that you did struggle and had to do certain things that may have caused that mom guilt, now I see the trips that you're able to have with them. And to me, that's so beautiful that you are now able to have those moments.
Yeah.
You know?
I always tell my friends that I'm close with, you know, I'm not a splurger on the luxuries. Like I can care less about pocketbooks and shoes. And I live I love sneakers that I do buy. I'm always in sneakers and my gym clothes. The one thing I splurge on are vacations.
Yes.
And I try to.
Those are the moments.
Yeah. I try to just like really book nice vacations for us to really enjoy together because I think the only thing you take with you are memories.
Absolutely. And as you already know, once they turn 18, they don't necessarily want to have those vacations.
Right.
So you're counting the years,
Exactly,
right? That you get them. What do you think your daughters have learned?
Resilience, dedication, to be faithful and grateful. Those are the lessons. Like every single day, just them. Yesterday, they were sitting in my office on the floor. They make like little beds, and she's 21 and she still hangs out with the 9-year-old. So they were all just hanging out in my office, and they're listening to me on a meeting. And when I got off, she was like, "Mom, you handled that really well." I was like,
I love that.
She was listening to me, and that it felt like a coach, like her saying that to me. I was like, "Oh, thank you." She was like, "No, that was really nice the way you said that." And I was on a meeting. So,
how do you think your business changed who you are as a mom?
I feel like it makes me more intentional as a mom. Like I can see that what you do in your business grows your business in a certain trajectory. As a mom, you can see what you do as a mom to grow your children in a certain trajectory.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've been very intentional with raising my 9-year-olds, as you know, with a different school system, a different curriculum, a different way of seeing life, because I see it differently. So I want her to see it through my lens. That freedom is you can start a life here versus, you know, the way our parents saw success was education and go to work. And that's okay because that's the times we lived in, but times are changing. It's not that way anymore.
Well, that was going to be my next question is like, how do you see success now versus what you thought success was?
Yeah, success to me before was recognition, awards, being on stages, certificates. Success now to me is peace.
Oof, that's a powerful word. I always say peace.
Yeah.
Every time somebody asks me, I use the word peace.
Yeah, alignment. It has to feel good. Not all money is good money.
No.
So to be able to choose, yes, I want to work with you. Yes, you're a good person. You know, yes, you can come into my program. You know, to get to that point to feel like I'm almost accepting you to take my service feels really good.
So now you're able to work with your avatar client, like the person that you truly is in alignment with what you want to do.
Exactly. It's
what a
really
beautiful
powerful to say, like, look, I don't think right now is a time for us to work together. I think you need some time before coming to us. No, I don't want your money. It's okay, not right now. You know, like that thing, whereas before it was like, oh, you want to sign up? Here's a paper.
Yeah, exactly. We're just excited. It's like, you want my business? Right. So what would this Jasmine tell the Jasmine in her scrubs?
Be patient. You're going to get there. And you can do it. Because you can. You can. I mean, it takes a true belief and, you know, belief and grit. Because I still have it. I still feel it. It doesn't go away. It's this level of aggression that that just sits inside of you. It's like a fire that keeps lighting up more and more. So the excitement of like, I got asked yesterday to speak at an event with like 300 realtors in 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
And that excitement was still there. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I love what I do. I can't wait to speak. I can't wait to show agents what I do, you know? And like, it's just, and I keep believing in myself. There's something greater. There's something bigger. More people need to hear from me, you know? I don't know where I'm going with this, but just keep going.
Right. No, and that's one of the things that I really wanted to talk about and go over with the people that I interview is that grit, you know, and staying humble. That's one of the beautiful things that I love about you is I met you many years ago, and you know, as a single mom, I related. I was like, absolutely, I want to get to know you. I want to understand the business that you do. You definitely helped my marketing. You definitely helped with the ISAs. You definitely helped with the VAs and all of the things that I coach on. You know, a lot of my clients, they'll say, well, how do I grow? How do I do that? You have to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be able to do these things. And so many people, they're feeling like, but I'm the only one that can do that the right way.
Right.
You know,
that's the hardest part.
And that is the hardest part, because I'm like, no, honey, there are other people that can do amazing jobs if you have the right systems in place, the right structure. You can definitely grow. And now times are so different because you can have AI and speak to it and say, okay, what should I have my VA working on? Because that's one of the biggest mistakes people make. I'm sure you come across this where they'll hire someone and they don't have a clue what to give them.
Oh no. They don't know how to align their tasks. And if they align tasks, they don't align with what their goal is for the week or the month. So we like to help with that. I always call myself a strategist. I'm like, don't worry about the strategy. I'll help you with that. Just get your VA and then we'll help you. And the cool part is that the sign of a true leader is being able to train someone to think like you or act like you. And that's who Aisha is for me.
Yeah.
So at this point, when I hear her talk, I'm like, Aisha, you sound just like me. She's like,
and when you have somebody like that, that's golden.
Yes.
That is so golden. Well, I want to thank you for your time.
Of course, I love
And
being
I
here.
know
love
when we had last year, you know, our panel of women, I mean, so many people resonated with you. And I was so proud to see your story there. And anyone that wants to connect with Jasmine, how do they reach you?
Sure, you can find me on Facebook. My personal Facebook is J Lopez, Jay Lopez. You can find me on scalable _ISA on Instagram, and our website is www.scalable-usa.com. And we recently changed our company name, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, we're scalable. We're no longer J Lopez Enterprises.
Well, I had both of them written down just in case.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. This is so fun.
I appreciate you, and I hope you tune in
Yes.
because I love this story, and we'll have many more. Take care, guys.